Tonight, Arsenal are heading to Madrid, to the Bernabeu, to the most historic location in European football. 3-0 up and a Champions League semi-final on the line. But can they survive? Because we know what's coming. Everyone knows that Real Madrid are going to do anything they can do to win this match. And look, it all started with a great win last week over the European champions. 3-0, Rice, free kicks and all that. All the clips, all the reels, all the TikToks, whatever. But now it's business. Because Madrid are not going to be that bad. On their home turf, they've done it many times before against Chelsea, against Man City, against countless PSG, so many teams, right? But can Arsenal do it? Can they somehow not just go through, but mind you, not lose and potentially win at the Bernabeu? Can they do it? Can there be a little Thierry Henry moment? Can they go 4 games against Madrid without conceding a goal? That's what we're going to discuss today. I am going to discuss. Because look, it's the biggest game in Arsenal's history, I want to say, away from home in a very long time today. In terms of the milestone, getting to a Champions League semi-final. In a season that's not been good at all, in my opinion, in terms of standards we have for the club this year going into it. But we're there. We're in a Champions League quarter-final. You've got Real Madrid away in. And look, I've heard a lot of the online talk has been if Arsenal survive the first 15-20 minutes, then they should go on and win the game. Well, not on my watch. Not on my watch. I think what Jamie Carragher said last night on CBS, I just saw the clip on YouTube, it was perfect. About the fact that if Real Madrid don't score in the first 60 minutes, then I'll be like, okay, this tie might be done. But if they score in that first 60 minutes, even if it's the 59th minute, they have half an hour to get 2 goals at the Bernabeu with momentum on their side. They can do it, let me tell you. Now, there's the alternative narrative, which is how are they going to stop Arsenal if they go gun-ho? And I don't think they're going to go gun-ho for most of the game. But I think the first 5-10 minutes, I think they're going to go full Mbappe, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius, all of them. Full pelt, rushing at us. Raya's probably going to have to make a save or 2 in the first few minutes. Then they're going to calm down. If we survive those first few minutes, then they're going to build up again and up again. Second half, they're going to come out like gladiators. So there is a problem. And the biggest issue is they're closing the stadium's roof. And as the man that's caught so much attention online, I don't know his flipping name, but he said that Rice cooks better with the lid closed. And I agree. So that might be a mistake. Now, we know that Perez is going to do some sort of madness. He's probably, I don't want to see paying off refs. I don't want to see corruption. You know that Madrid are going to have all the dark arts on their inventory today, on their artillery. They're going to be using them left, right and centre. But we have to use our dark arts. We have to, if we lose 2-0 tonight and we're hanging on with 5 minutes to go, I do not care as long as we go through. But, first of all, how do Arsenal approach this game? I think that's been the topic. Do you want Arsenal doing what they did at Man City with 10 men, which is basically everyone behind the ball, bar the striker? Or do you want almost mid-block, which is what I'm thinking, a mid-block. So you're more defensive than attacking, but when you get the ball, you're still looking to attack rather than passing the ball around, wasting time. Because look, 90 minutes at the Bernabeu is a long, long time because they know what this competition's about. They're not going to go out easily. Carlo Ancelotti, he heard the word comeback on his interview after the game. The man hit the side eye. I mean, this is going to be an absolute goal fest. Similar to the way they beat Liverpool 5-2 a few seasons ago. That's probably what's going to happen. But I'm hoping and praying that Arsenal can keep a clean sheet again. Now, how are we going to do that with Kivior against Mbappe at the Bernabeu? There's a difference there. You see, Kivior against Mbappe at the Emirates was outrageous, but it worked. But I don't know if it's going to work in Madrid. Is Saliba going to be the big man and step up in Madrid? Rice, Partey, Timber, they're all doubts. This game, Jorginho as well, all doubts. Right now, we don't know who's going to start. But my starting 11 is pretty simple. David Raya in goal. Yuri Timber is right back. He locked up Vinicius. Absolutely locked him up. Raya, by the way, just a quick word on him. This man has to claim all of his crosses. He has to claim all of his interventions. He has to do his bit. Because if his claiming crosses are on point today, Real Madrid will not get a sniff. He's going to have to make the occasional save or two. But look, Raya, Timber. There's two centre-backs. I am actually going Saliba and Kivior. Shock. Because I said a few weeks ago that I would... Oh, was it last week before the game? I said I would have started Ben White alongside Saliba. But you've got to start Jakub Kivior now. Look, all faith is in Kivior. If he messes up... I mean, at the Emirates, this guy slipped when he got the ball. I mean, he almost had a Steven Gerrard moment, if not for Saliba winning the ball back. But we will not allow that. We will not allow that. Saliba, like I said, is going to have to step up and be the leader that we know he can be without Gabriel there, obviously, next to him. Left back is difficult because left back, in my opinion, is difficult. I think everyone would say Miles Skelly locked on. Now, Calafiori's not here and he's been getting cooked by wingers, so he can't start, in my opinion. Timber's already starting at right back, so unless you go Ben White at right back, he's not an option at left back. So you have to go with MLS. Now, Kieran Tierney is the man I wanted starting over Miles Skelly last week. And if Kieran Tierney does start today, I will be 100% fine with that. But I think Arteta is going to start Skelly. I'd start Tierney personally, if I was manager, just for the experience, the cool head, a proper left back up against Rodrigo. But I think he'll start Lewis Skelly. Now, Skelly needs to be careful. Very, very careful. Because he keeps on doing that thing where he sort of goes into the midfield and starts bursting through. Now, against Madrid at the Emirates, it worked. It's been working this whole season. But he's had one or two moments where he's been caught out. If he gets caught out tonight, he will be getting clipped up. Okay? It will not be caught out. He'll be getting clipped up. You know, we saw what Mbappe did to Gvardiol and John Stones a few weeks ago. So we cannot allow that to happen. Now, midfield is pretty simple. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Now, Odegaard does not deserve to start in any way, shape or form. This man has been abysmal. He has been a disgrace at times this season. The last time he scored, I think, was a deflected shot against Zagreb or PSV. He scored against PSV and Zagreb, I think. But the man is off form. He is off form. He's not getting assists. He's not getting goals. He's still working hard. And that's the only thing that's keeping him in the team. And he should not be in this team for working hard. That is just a given at Arsenal Football Club. But he starts because he's captain against his former club. And, you know, what a better... When are you going to ever have a better chance to step up? Against Real Madrid, away from home, against your former club, bury them. Declan Rice. Now, if this man gets a free kick today, I'm going to be looking deeply at it. I know Real Madrid are going to be very, very scared as soon as he gets a free kick in that stadium. Let me tell you. Partey. Thomas Partey. He might not be available today. We know Jorginho is probably not going to be there, but he might not be. Partey is the force. He's the key in that midfield. He's played for Atletico Madrid. He knows how you play at the Bernabeu. He stepped up last week, and I said he's the best DM in the Premier League a few seasons ago. Let's see it. Let's see it again. Rodri's not there. I think he outshone Rice in terms of midfield performance. I know Rice got the goals, but in terms of midfield performance, both of them amazing. Partey has to step up again. The man, he's been brilliant. No injuries. You know, he's been fit all the time. You know, a man that's been gone pretty much a load of the season. But he is fit, and hopefully he can do it again. He needs to cook up Valverde. He needs to cook up Modric. He needs to cook up whoever they got there. Güler, Brahim Diaz, Bellingham, all of them. Cook them all up. Right wing is obviously no one else could obviously be there. It's none other than Bukayo Saka on the right wing, because he is the only one, in my opinion, that will give us that outlet. You know, when we're defending in banks, that mid block I spoke about, when we win the ball back, he's going to be the one we're looking to, because Martinelli he helps out so much with the defence, he's almost not going to be up there. Saka's the one. Saka is the danger man. Mendy's injured. Alaba got cooked by him last week. I'm hearing they're going to put the young lad on him. I forgot his name now, but they're going to put the young centre-back on him. He is going to be the difference. If we score in this game, it's pretty much done. So if anyone's going to score, it's probably him, if we're being real here. Bukayo Saka on the right. Left wing is Gabriel Martinelli. Now, why would I not start Trossard? Is a good question. I think Martinelli's work rate is going to be needed in this game. I think we need his speed. I think we need his pace. This is the perfect Martinelli game. You know, you're up against... He's done it before against Trent. Can he do it against Carvajal or whoever the hell they got there now? He has to. He has to do it. They played Valverde at right back last week. Martinelli, big performance needed from him. And I think him and Saka are going to be the two outlets. Like I said, up front has to be Mikel Merino. Has to be Merino for me. Now, I've obviously seen the edits online of him with his little Thierry Henry shirt on, little, long sleeve golden kit, the iconic goal at the Bernabeu, and it's an edit of him scoring. Now, Merino, I did not understand the signing. I called him the slowest man on the planet. I called him a passenger. I called him, a player that makes us feel like we're playing with 10 men. I've called him a lot of things. I wasn't with the signing. I said it was a waste of 30 mil. But the guy, ever since that Leicester City game, has all of a sudden become one of my favourite players in the team. And I can admit, I was wrong. I was wrong about him, because he has been amazing up front. If we signed Gyökeres in January and he was doing what he was doing now, we just say, oh, that's what we expect. He's been amazing centre forward for being a DM. Incredible. Now, obviously, I don't think Merino wins you the title. I don't think he wins you the Champions League. But I think today that height, the presence, the sort of bully mentality he has, is going to be very needed. Or very much so needed. Now, Rudiger's going to obviously try and do the same thing. Militao's out, as we know, so they're going to have to go with, a makeshift back four yet again, without Mendy as well. So, Merino has a chance today. His hold-up play was amazing against Real. Can he do the same thing? Now, he's not been that good in terms of actual performance, but he's playing up front and he's scoring the goals. He's bagging the chances. The man has scored against Real Madrid. He scored 2 against Leicester. He scored against PSV. He scored against Chelsea. He's been cooking. So we have to go on that. And Merino starts up front. Now, if Partey is not available. Now, as we currently speak, Partey has travelled with the squad, but that doesn't mean he's going to start. If Partey cannot start, and that's assuming Jorginho is not there. If Jorginho is there, I'd start Jorginho midfield. If Partey is not there, I would go Trossard up front and put Merino in the middle. Personal opinion. Now, that might come back to haunt me, but I think you have to do that. I think you have to. I think there's no option for that. But that's my starting 11. Now, Real Madrid. I'm hearing they're going to do some ultras thing outside the stadium to scare the Arsenal team bus. I'm hearing they're going to do, 100,000 people going to come out before the game and, I don't know, try and hype up the crowd. And Carlos obviously hitting the side eyes. You've got Vinicius on Instagram talking about, oh, tomorrow 9 p.m. we will be there. Bellingham's coming out in interviews and talking about, oh, we're ready for the comeback. There's been a lot of this, that. Now, Mbappe as well, I think, made a few comments as well the other day, but you have to ignore that. Get on with business. Now, I said we go in the mid-block, but this is a very key point. Arteta has to approach this game in the exact same way he approached the game at the Emirates. The only difference is he needs to be more defence-minded than attack-minded, because we don't need to win this game. We could lose 2-0 and go through, but we have to defend. Now, people are assuming that we're already 2-0 down, or why we've already conceded a goal. Now, can we keep that clean sheet there? Clean sheet. We keep the clean sheet as long as we can. If they score, whatever, you keep it 1 goal. Keep it 1 goal. Because that's the way you're going to beat Madrid at the Bernabeu. I think, they're going to come out flying from the start. I think they're going to have chance after chance after chance. Maybe a wave, a storm. Then we're going to weather the storm. And then I think we're going to get a chance. And then, bang, 4-0 on aggregate. And that goes on to my prediction, which is Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 1. The same scoreline 20 years ago with Thierry Henry. And guess who's going to score? I have a funny feeling that's going to be Mikel Merino or Odegaard. Now, if Lewis Skelly scores, or Martinelli, that left-hand side, I would not see that coming, but that would be interesting as well to know. They might score, but I think Merino or Odegaard are going to make it 1-0 and win this game 4-0. Now, that sounds crazy. That's my heart. My head, as a neutral, says that Real Madrid are going to win this game 4-2. And I think we go through 5-4 in aggregate. That's my neutral head. But as an Arsenal fan, my prediction is Arsenal 1, Real Madrid 0, Mikel Merino to score. And remember, Real Madrid want to close the roof down on the stadium, but rice cooks better with the lid on top.